All right, enough Real Madrid. Let's talk about the capital of world football. The entire universe focused under the Warsaw.
How did you feel watching this? Did you feel like, and I know we're both going to the second leg, but how did you feel that first leg, like watching it? Were you so proud, so emotional?
I was really proud of my city. I was proud. I was born, 300 meters from the San Siro, literally. So, and of course, it means more when you've experienced the high times, right? I've seen Milan play Inter in a Champions League derby before. We all have. We've both watched them, not a million years ago, but in this millennium. Yeah. Unlike when United won their treble, which was in the last millennium. We've seen them win Champions League titles. Yeah. So this was really cool. Now, what I was not expecting was this sort of performance from Milan. And I certainly was not expecting. I mean, within 20 minutes, when I saw it's 2-0 and Benacer is injured, I thought,
It's game over. I mean, it was over pretty much before that anyway, right? I think when you don't have Rafael Leao playing for your team, this Milan team doesn't become ordinary because it's still a very good team, but it loses a lot of his potential and ability. And I'm sorry, you cannot play semi-final of the Champions League with Krunic in midfield. It just doesn't work. And I know he's been a good servant to the club, but he's too limited for me. When you play against a midfield of Barella in the form that he is, Mkhitaryan and Çalhanoğlu in the form that they are, when you even leave the Bros on the bench and you face Krunic and Benacer getting injured after 20 minutes.
So I think, look, they only have so many options in midfield. Right? The other guy was I guess they had Pobega. They could have played him in midfield. And of course, he came on later. I thought the idea was, okay, we don't have Leao, so we're going to outwork them, be solid, wait for Theo to do something. Theo, who I thought was the worst player on the pitch. Yeah. And we're gonna match them for intensity in midfield. Our players are younger, they're more dynamic. Look at those old guys, Mkhitaryan, Çalhanoğlu, whatever. Dzeko. And obviously Dzeko at the other end. That was the plan. Yeah. And once Benacer went out, and I think this is a little bit underreported, Pioli had a big call to make. Right? Do I keep the same system, even though we're 2 goals down, and stick with the original game plan, which would be to outwork them, or do I go more attacking? Put on Messias and, obviously an attacking midfielder. And that totally backfired. I know they didn't concede again.
No, yeah.
But they could have conceded a number of goals. Magic Mike saved at least 2 goals. Yeah. Inter hit the woodwork. For me, that was the call that backfired for Stefano Pioli.
Yeah, not that the options were great either in midfield to replace Benacer. And I don't know, I think the start of the game just bamboozled all your plans anyway. It destroys everything that you worked on and said, this is the tactical plan, this is what we're going to do. You're almost 3 goals, because Çalhanoğlu scores when he hit the post after 16 minutes, and the rebound that Magic Mike saves, you're 3 down already. It was just a crazy start of the game where they were far too open. I mean, you mentioned Theo, worst performance. Tomori was, especially in the first half.
Lautaro, before the penalty, the little move to put him on his backside. Simon Kjær, who's been so experienced and whatever, leading to that situation.
But Inter Milan have a better squad, right? You agree to that, than Milan, especially when Leao is out. Look at bringing Origi against bringing Lukaku on.
So it's funny you mentioned
Brozovic and Pobega.
They have a better squad. I have to say about bringing on Divock Origi. Divock Origi as a winger, and the way he played in that game, I thought actually contributed to the team.
Not too bad, yeah.
I never want to see him play center forward for Milan ever again. Sure. But as a winger works. On the penalty, I thought this was the penalty which was given and then overturned. Yeah. I found myself kind of, wanting to throw things at some of the punditry I saw on television. But was that a penalty? Was it the right call?
I didn't think so. I thought it's the fall from Lautaro. No, I'm just saying that he dived. I'm just saying that the way he fell was really magnificent. And I think that's what made the call for the referee, who was in a great position. Then once you saw again on the replay, I think it was the right call to do it that way.
So the referee, Gil Manzano, I thought was really good. Me too, the way letting the game flow and so on. He got to the right decision in the end. I have to say this really makes my blood boil. they had a debate on one of the television stations that I watched about whether VAR had the right to intervene or not, whether it was clear and obvious. First of all, why don't you focus on the thing? Was the call correct in the end? Yes, it was. Second of all, and I remind everybody, especially those ex-refs who get paid on television and go and talk about it, it depends on the conversation between the referee and the VAR. If the referee doesn't feel that he's had a clear view of it, and I suspect what probably happened in this case, the referee, because it looked like a penalty in real time.
Yeah.
The VAR said, "What did you see?" And the referee said, "Oh, feet got tangled," and VAR probably said, "No, they didn't. You might want to look at this again."
See it again. Yeah.
And if that's what happened, I have no problem. This is where VAR worked. This is where it worked well.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.